As an entrepreneur, if you are not ready to sacrifice blood, sweat, and tears, it's not going to work. There have been times sitting in my office just in tears.
የዛሬው እንግዳችን ዳዊት ለማ ይባላል የክሪምሰን አቪዬሽን ቢዝነስ መስራች ነው
Krimson was one man, one airport, one client. Today we are in 56 airports, 35 countries. Aviation is a very, very cost-intensive operation. If you want to become a millionaire, become a billionaire and start an airline. You will bleed cash.
የሰራው unpainful mistake business ላይ that teach you a lot.
Trusting the wrong person. Person stole our client database and started his own company.
Well, how do you manage that?
We hired all his staff. Even if you have the best idea in the world, you're not going to make money on day one. Don't ever sell the product. Sell the person. Sell the person. Yes, I'm a businessman, of course, money is important. Again, making an impact, seeing someone's life change, that drives me. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Ever.
ሶር ከመጀመሩ በፊት የፓርትነራችንን ማስታወቂያ ሰምተን እንመለሳለን።
ሃሎ ክብራትና ክብራን ይህ የዳሸን እድል ነው። እስከ 30 ሚሊዮን ብር የሚገመት ሽልማቶችን በውስጡ ይዟል። ዳሸን ባንክ ሱፐር አፕን የፈጠነ ማውረድ ለጉድ ያሸልማል። የተለያዩ ክፍያዎችን ሲፈጽሙ፣ ገንዘብ ሲልኩ፣ ሲቀበሉ፣ የነዳጅ ክፍያውን ሲከፍሉና በዳሸን ገበያ እየተገበያዩ ግብይቶን አጧጥፎ ኮይኖችን በመሰብሰብ ወደ ቀጣይ አጓጊ ሽልማቶች ከፍ ይበሉ። የዳሸንን ዕጣ ስልኮን በመነቅነቅ ብቻ እድሉን ይሞክሩ። ብዛት ያላቸው ስማርት ስልኮች ከ100 ብር ጀምሮ የ5፣ የ50 እና የ100,000 ብር ሽልማቶች እንዲሁም የ2025 BYD ሴጉል መኪና ስልኮን በመነቅነቅ ብቻ ከዳሸን ባንክ ሱፐር አፕ።
ኖ ሪል ስቴት ለርሶ አንድ ጥያቄ አለው። በሪል ስቴት ላይ አሁን ትልቁ ጉዳይ ምን ይመስሎታል? ባለ 1፣ ባለ 2፣ ባለ 3 መኝታ ወይም ቅናሽ አይደለም። የቀሪ ህይወቶ ማረፊያ ያለ ሐሳብና ያለ ጭንቀት ቤቱን ያስረክሙኛል አያስረክሙኝም ሳይሉ እምነቶትን ጥለው በጥቂት ጊዜ ቤቱን የሚያስረክቦት ቤት አልሚ አለ ወይ ነው። እኛ በ11 ዓመታት ውስጥ ከ32 በላይ ፕሮጀክቶች ከ9,000 በላይ ቤቶች አጠናቀን አስረክበናል። እኛ የምንሸጠው ቤት አይደለም ታማኝነትን እንጂ። ሁሉም ያውቁናል እናም ያምኑናል። ያልተገነባ አንሸጥ።
ሰላም መሪዎች እንዴት ናችሁ? የዛሬው እንግዳችን ዳዊት ለማ ይባላል የክሪምሰን አቪዬሽን ግሩፕ መስራች ነው። ሌላ ደግሞ የአፍሪካ ቢዝነስ አቪዬሽን አሶሲዬሽን ላይ ቸርመን ነው። ዛሬ ያወራነው ስለ አቪዬሽን በጠቅላላ እንደ ፓይለትም እንደ ቴክኒሻንም እንደ ግራውንድ ላይ ያሉ ሰርቪሶች በጠቅላላ የሰፊ ጊዜ ልምድ አለው። ስለዚህ ስለ ኢንዱስትሪው በደንብ በጥልቀት አውርተናል። ስፔሻሊ አፍሪካ ላይ ያለው የአቪዬሽን ኢንዱስትሪ ምን ይመስላል የሚለው ለስኬጁልድ ላልሆኑ ወይም ኤርላይንስ ላልሆኑ ፍላይቶች፣ ሌላው ደግሞ ጎን ለጎን ኤጀንሲ አቋቁሞ ነበረ። የማርኬቲንግ ኤጀንሲ ሰላም መጋዚን ላይ ተሳትፎ ነበረ በተለይ ሽያጩ ላይ። ጀነራሊ ስለ ላይፍ ጉዞ፣ ስለ ቢዝነሱ፣ ስለ ማርኬቲንግ፣ ስለ አቪዬሽን በአፍሪካ ላይ አውርተናል በጥልቀት። አብራችሁን ተከታተሉ።
Business is mostly risk.
Just start. ካልጀመርክ የትም አትደርስ።
እዚህ ሀገር የሚገጥሙህ ነገሮች ቢዝነስ ቡክ ውስጥ ያሉ።
ሞክር እምቢ ካለህም ሞክር ነው። ጊቭ አፕ የሚለን የጋ ያለ በቃ።
ዳዊት እንኳን በሰለመጣ።
Thank you. አመሰግናለሁ for this opportunity. ግን መጀመሪያ ይቅርታ መጠየቅ አለብኝ። አማርኛ መጀመሪያ ቋንቋ አይደለም። ስለዚህ ትንሽ እንግሊዝኛም ፈረንሳይኛም ከፈለጋችሁ ሚክስ አደርጋለሁ። ይቅርታ ጠይቃለሁ።
እንዴት ነው አስተዳደግ አመጣጥ ወደ ቢዝነስ ከመግባት በፊት የሚለው?
እሱ የኔ ታሪክ ኤቪዬሽን ላይ የዛሬ almost 40 ዓመት ነው የጀመረው። ውጭ ሀገር ነው ያደግኩት። አባቴ ለኤንጂኦ ነበር የሰራው እና በልጅነቴ 5 years old ነው የወጣሁት። ዛምቢያ ነበር እና እኔ አሁን I think 7 ዓመት ልጅ ሆኜ እኔና best friend ጓደኛ ጀሲ ባክዋልተር we want to be cowboys or pilots. Listen, that's it. We're gonna be pilots or we're gonna be cowboys.
ወይ በመሬት ወይ በሰማይ
that was it. እና ሁለታችን ወላጆቻችን ሄደን አናገርናና አይ በዚህ ዘመን ካውቦይ career option አይደለም። እሺ ችግር የለም. We'll be pilots. እና ከሱ ጀምሮ everything I did was aviation. And almost like እንደ ውሃ እንደ ምግብ ነበር everything. Aeroplanes, like semi I just would watch it or travel ስናደርግ እንዲሁም በዛ ዘመን ዛምቢያ ነበር የምንኖረው አስታውሳለሁ። እዚህ ለሆም ሊቭ አዲስ አበባ ስንመጣ ዲሬክት ፍላይት አልነበረም። ስለዚህ በናይሮቢ ነበር የምንሄደው እና ትራንዚት ሆኜ ላይክ ጠፋለሁ። ዝም ብዬ ኤርፖርቱ ጎብኛለሁ፣ አውሮፕላኖቹ አያለሁ እና እናቴና አባቴ they were like, oh, this kid really really loves aviation. And everything changed. ለ9 ዓመት ልደቴ they got me a Lego technique. And now it was የ16 ዓመት በላይ Lego technique. Like it was huge and it was an airplane. It took me 24 hours to build it. ለልደቴ ያገኘሁት like that, you know, እና cuz I think ምሳ ሰዓት አካባቢ ጀምሬ አድሬ the next morning ነው የጨረስኩት. And that was it. I mean, and Lego technique, it was very technical. And then, because my parents really saw and they really pushed. And not everything I did, math, science, with aviation, no. And now America, high school, you know, we're blessed that I had the opportunity to go to a very elite boarding school. Assume that they really, I honed my skills, math and science track lie. And now university, Purdue University, no headkut. Purdue Malet, it's the #1 aviation program in the US. Again, university, no, it's a proper engineering program. Malet, Yenasum engineering program is world renowned, especially aerospace engineering. Neil Armstrong got spelled like astronaut university, no. It's known as the cradle of astronauts. And now I studied aeronautical engineering and flight technology. So I double major. I got my airframe power plants mechanics licenses. I got my pilot's license, and I also did engineering. So when I left Purdue, I could design, build, and fly an airplane, theoretically. Again, you know, that really, how do I put it? Like it really, my thirst for aviation, and I realized I don't want to be just a pilot. Aviation, like aviator. እንዲያውም internship እዛ Purdue ሆኜ like one semester I took an internship airport operations ምንም አይገናኝም ከኢንጂነሪንግ ጋር እና ከፓይለቲንግ ግን I just wanted to know how airport function ያደርጋል. So I did an internship Detroit Metro Airport. ሌላ internship was a aviation consulting firm, runway design. So in internship was doing runway design. ምንም አይገናኝም. Of course you connected no again it's not like typical pilot mechanic. So after university my parents moved around to Michigan. They were in Switzerland and now Geneva hedku and now started my masters. Again my masters was aviation management, so basically it was MBA but focused on aviation. Good not gize ነበረኝ. I remember the semester like in enroll sarag I missed the fall semester, September mijamba class, so January. So I was like, well, you know, I'm not going to just hang out and do nothing at home. So I was lucky enough, my parents' church, a very good friend of ours, he's a senior executive for a huge NGO, MAF, Mission Aviation Fellow. Now, I'm laughing because I remember this conversation. It's like, well, you know, to look project like Afghanistan and Iraq. This is 2003. You know? እናቴ በፍጹም ኢራቅ በፍጹም እና እሺ Afghanistan is okay, it's safe. You know, it was, well, in the news it was safe. News ማለት ወደ Iraq already was on the news. Trust me, when I was there, it was nothing but safe. ግን እዛ ሄጄ like I was able to work as I designed, I was responsible for building the aircraft hangar. And then I was also a mechanic on the aircraft. And that, as soon as like, okay, what airline there's airlines and there's what we do, our industry. Everybody knows about the airlines. Again, there's what's called non-scheduled. Izano, but I saw that operation and now really got interested. So I had one deal. Karnataka, Christmas تملسالة. Christmas, French Christmas, December 25th. بيتنا إيش. So تملسكو. Started my master's. And then I got an opportunity to work at TAG Aviation, Geneva. TAG Aviation Malat, at the time, was the world's largest corporate jet operator. One of the world's largest. And now, again, I'll never forget. In the mechanic, apply Arakut. They're like, I want him. Okay, fine. What do you have? So, ground handling. And that's where I learned about ground handling in the FBO. And now, let me put it this way. Ground handling, the private jet mallet, it's not the check-in desk. No. It's a private terminal, 5-star hotel, and now we were responsible for parking cars, serving coffee, escorting to the aircraft. Again, also technical mallet, flight planning, assisting crew, assisting aircraft. And now I really enjoyed it. I really, Lemon, it connected you with people. Crew chuga. And not a passenger chuga. Finally, I think I did that for like a year, almost 2 years. And it was not just, the experience was not just normal. Malet, it's called FBO. Yeah, private jet terminal is called an FBO, fixed based operator. And now we got voted the best FBO in Europe. So, I mean, Alec Achin was, he was tough. Attention to detail. He had this saying, minimum rien impossible, tout est possible. That means nothing is impossible, everything is possible. Malet, and client ከጠየቀ, you don't say አይቻልም. እሺ ቆይ. You እስከ መጨረሻ ድረስ ሄደ. If you couldn't find a solution, okay. ተመለሰ ለክላይንቱ ይቅርታ ሞክራለሁ ግን ይሄ ነገር it's not possible, ግን we can do this instead. So he really drilled that, and that's something I picked up from him. Sabal, I went into the maintenance hangar. I was a mechanic, line mechanic. I enjoyed that. And now around 2008 to actually Abati 2007, millennium for Yabasha Millennium.
No.
And now Batim Bazaar, he retired and he stayed. And now that's really what triggered kind of, I would say, the attraction to come back home. Like, okay, dad is there. It's a shame. I have family. I mean, it's about Lingen. Abati Salala, everything's, if anything goes wrong, right? And so around 2009, Ethiopia Airlines, I can't remember if it was my father or my grandfather was talking with some friends, like at a dinner party, and one of the chief pilots of Ethiopia Airlines was there. And they was telling, what do your kids do? Oh, my son does this. He's pilot. Because actually, when I was at TAG, I used to do contract flying. I was a mechanic, but I used to fly on my days off for contract flying. Like pilot, yeah. So my day job was mechanic. Again, on my days off, I'd pick up contract flights. So they were talking about that, and then all of a sudden, my dad, I remember that conversation with my dad. He's like, Dawit, Ethiopia Airlines. Tolo Bela? Nah. They want you.
Okay.
All right, cool. Let's see.
2008.
This is around 2000, end of 2008, beginning of 2009. Lemon, end of 2009, Matta. Like the family vacation, Christmas, Manaman. Because about January, I started my January 2010, I started my recruitment process. Ethiopia Airlines, interview, Manaman, documents, all that stuff, license, Masayet, Manaman. And this is a funny story, actually. So last interview was with the chief pilot, and she died. What do you mean? Pilot መሆን ትፈልጋለህ? ሜካኒክ መሆን ትፈልጋለህ? ወይም ቢሮ ማኔጀር? ቅርታ አልገባኝም። Like, no, ምረጥ እንዴ? ሶስቱን ማድረግ አልችልም. It looked at me like I was crazy. Like, no, not in an airline. Lemon, like I said, in humanitarian aviation, corporate aviation, general aviation, you can do that. And I was doing that in my career. In the office or in the hangar or in the aircraft all in 1 week. And now I was like, okay, I was like, all right, fine. First officer, 737. And that was the time that Ethiopian Airlines had just received their Q400 and the 737-700 and 800 NG, the next generation aircraft. I was like, okay, that's cool. That's nice. I'll do that. Again, it just kept going. I don't want to spend the rest of my career in a cockpit. BA, thank you, BA. That was in April. April of 2010. April, May. In fact, in Doba Africa Hidje, I had to upgrade my license. I had to upgrade one of my ratings. Za Hidje, Such Arishe, Tamalishe, ready to. I couldn't. And now I remember exactly what happened. It was the flight to Johannesburg, Addis Ababa, Medless. I was just sitting there. I said, I can't do this. This is not what I want to do in my career. Because Abuala came back and I respectfully declined. Not Geneva Tamallasku. Gin, that call to come back home was still there. I mean, when I was there, by then I'd finished my master's. I was working at the Geneva airport in the charter terminal, not the private jet, but the group charter. I was responsible for the logistics, passenger logistics within the building, within the terminal. No, again, I just could not get over the fact I want to go home. Mind you, I'm a Swiss citizen. Comfortable life, and now I could have just stayed. Again, I just wanted to come home. I really wanted to come home. And so I did, 2012, and I ended up getting a job with an operator here, they operate PC-12s. That's the aircraft I had flown. So, I could start off as, I was the director of marketing, because that was actually my kind of a passion for me. And I actually did my thesis on marketing. My master's thesis on EasyJet, why EasyJet was so successful, a low-cost airline. This was around the time Sijamaru, and it was really their marketing. Okay. And that's what kind of sparked something in my brain, which actually ended up turning into a business later on. I just remember I was bureau ነበርኩ. አንዳንዴ ወሳኝ really critical clienቶች ሲኖሩን, especially የውጭ ሀገር ዜጋ ሲሆኑ, I was like, yeah, let me fly the plane. Let me be on the aircraft, just to, customer service, English, French, ምናምን. And አንዳንዴ, if I felt like I wanted to work in the hangar, I did that. And I did that for a couple of years, a couple of times. Actually, I left, and I actually ended up working Salamta for a little while, went back. And 2014, end of 2014, I was disenfranchised, but I was frustrated with my current job. I can say this because I'm a CEO, and I've seen one thing that a lot of Ziagar, what happens is everything is tip of the spear. CEO or president, whoever the tip of the spear is be all end all. Malet, there's no delegation, there's no decision making. I always used to say, if something happened to an Ethiopian company CEO, God willing, nothing good. If went to the hospital or if the person died, the company would fall apart. Lemon, there is no knowledge transfer, there's no responsibility, no accountability. Everything is there, the tip of the spear. And that frustrated me because I actually grew in the company and I became the executive director. And which means I was technically second ranking. But I was sitting in the office, just coming up with my own projects, coming up with my own ideas. But I was just initiative, right? Present it. But I don't know. I just couldn't. I couldn't take it. And there was a gentleman who to this day is big brother, a mentor, not just professionally, but also personally, in my personal life, Kashkafle. I reached out to him, and I said, Kashkafle, man, I can't do this anymore. He said, okay, why don't you apply other places? And I did. So I applied the competitors. And I just applied to be a pilot. Not management, but I just I'll just fly. and just my cup bit. And that again got me more frustrated. So then I went like a month or two later. So this was in October because it was around the time of my birthday. So I was like, gosh, Kifle. I remember we were in the rooftop of TK building. I was like, gosh, Kifle, man, I think I'm going to go back home or back to Switzerland. I can't do this. I'm trying. And then I said, why don't you start your own? I said, really? I said, man, I don't know. አማርኛ አልችልም. Process and system የለም. I don't think I can do it. Because he just encouraged me. And the funniest thing was like 1 week later, my wife said the same thing. It's like, why don't you start your own? I said, oh, okay, it's interesting. Gosh Kifle just said the same thing. And I'll never forget, October 23rd, 2014, I was having dinner in Nati Nabati bit. And my parents were like, look, Dawit, we know you're frustrated. And not got to Geneva, instead of going back home, that means why don't you start your own company? Well, if you need some startup capital, ቤታችን as you said, ብድር ውሰድ. First I was like, እነዚህ ሰዎች are they conspiring? My mentor, my wife, and my parents, have they been speaking to each other? And they said no, we have not spoken to each other. Like, so that's when I knew, okay, starting Krimson. And then that was October 2014. February 1st, 2015, opened our doors at Krimson. Malet opened our doors. I had a business license, and now I had my laptop and I was working in my wife's office in a desk next to her. So that's how Krimson started. That's the journey.
Episode ይቀጥላል። የፓርትነራችን ማስታወቂያ ሰምተን እንመለሳለን። Today, with this episode, we are introducing you with our partners at the Private Sector Development in Ethiopia project. It is implemented by GIZ, the German Development Cooperation Agency, on behalf of the German government since 2020. The Private Sector Development in Ethiopia project has supported MSMEs and startups, including in post-conflict areas, to create jobs and drive long-term economic growth. To understand more about this project, please visit our link in the description section. Thank you.
Krimson is very interesting. It's actually very personal to me. So when I was in college, I was in a fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. And it's like what you call historically black Greek university, historically black Greek. So it was an African American fraternity. Again, what we say, the fundamental purpose of Kappa Alpha Psi is achievement. And now this is a very highly achieving group of gentlemen. Like Malet, if you look, I remember one of the reasons I was very interested is when I was at Purdue, the first black man in space was a member of this organization. It's like, okay. And then you start looking, the first mayor, 40% of the most successful, top 100 successful African-American men in American history were a member of this fraternity. I said, okay, I'm going to join this fraternity. Joined. Again, I'm not the kind of person who just sits. It was fun, don't get me wrong. It was social, but in Nya, for example, like our chapter meeting, chapters every Sunday, 6 p.m., shirt and tie. If you didn't have a tie, you weren't getting in. At 9 a.m., I got engaged, so I was the keeper of records. I was on the board, and basically the chief operating officer. Because in the regional, like the province, I got engaged. I very much engaged, and I was a board member, junior, like undergraduate board member. Again, with the lessons I learned about business started there, because chapter meetings were, Robert Rules of Order, parliamentary procedures, agenda. We had community service projects. We had business projects to create, events, manamen, or just other business to create revenue for the fraternity, for the chapter. And so the colors of the fraternity are crimson and cream. And we spell it with a K.
I see.
So new chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated was the first business I ran. I was the chief operating officer of the chapter. So that's kind of a homage, or just to thank you. Funny enough, the exchequer, the treasurer, CFO of the chapter, Meri, him and I were in the same pledge class. He's my business partner today. He came in about 3 years ago. So it's a full circle.
CFO,
he's the CFO, he's the deputy CEO and the vice chair. So it's we were very successful back then. I mean, we were a good team back then. So a few years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, I asked him if he wanted to join, and and we're just like going back to college.
በጣም ደስ ይላል ዳዊት ክሪምሰን right now ምንድነው የሚሰራው ምን ችግርስ ነው እየፈታ ያለው aviation industry ላይ
I think I have to start with a very basic explanation of what we do. Lemon, when you talk about aviation, especially not just in Ethiopia, but in Africa, like, oh, Ethiopian Airlines. Oh, you fly planes. Like, aeroplan mabrar bcha, not airline. The aviation industry is so far, just so much bigger than that. So, I mean, I'll explain it in a way I've discovered, like, so, Ethiopian Airlines, it's called scheduled service. Scheduled malet, they have a schedule, 5 days per week, London or wherever, daily London ይሄዳል. So when you have a scheduled service ማለት እዛ ሰራተኛ ቀጥረህ የራስህ ሰራተኛ የራስህ ቢሮ ትከፍታለህ እና እዛ አሁን ስቴሽን የሚባለው ይሄ ስቴሽን is responsible ለሁሉም ነገር አውሮፕላን crew እና passenger service የሚያስፈልገው. ስለዚህ አውሮፕላን ማለት fuel, catering, toilet water service, handling, like የሚያስፈልገው servicing-ዎች maintenance ካስፈለጉ coordinate ያደርጋሉ. Passenger, of course, getting the passengers on and off the aircraft. Crew, hotel, ከዛ በኋላ operationally wise, landing permits, special permits, all the things passenger አውሮፕላን ውስጥ ቁጭ ብሎ they don't see what's going on, right? So the airline, they have that because it's scheduled. In the non-scheduled world, that's where we are. ማለት private jets, military, humanitarian, medevac, general aviation, charter, I think I said humanitarian. Station የለንም ማለት አንድ አውሮፕላን might go to one destination one time per year. ስለዚህ they're not going to ሰው ቀጥሮ ቢሮ ኪራይ የከፈሉ አይሆንም. It's not going to just አይዋጣም. So what they do is they outsource that service to companies like ours. ስለዚህ እኛ that's what we do. We do everything on the ground. Fuel, catering, coordination. And now we ከፊውሎቹ ጋር እንሰራለን ከcatering company ከground handling companyዎች እዚህ Ethiopian Airlines አለ እና ICAS with ground handling company ያሉት. So that's what we do. And now I always say 2015 French calendar, Krimson was one man, one airport, one client. እኔ ቦሌ ኤርፖርት እና Fireblade Aviation ከደቡብ Africa was my first client. Today we are in 56 airports, 35 countries. We've got staff here, over 20 staff here in Ethiopia. We've got a network of 50 plus agents around Africa. Meri and our US team, we have a US based team in New York, 3 staff there. And we have we've grown. So I think it's been an interesting ride. Very interesting ride.
So how ማለት ያለውን ነገር አስረድተናል ግን የናንተ ደንበኞች ማናቸው ምንድነው like ፕሮሰሱ የሚመስለው
አሁን like so for example also another thing I mentioned like very discretion. I can't tell you who the clients are but like this is our client
no
so we deal with high net worth individuals, investors, private jets, tourism, but private jet የሚመጡ ሰዎች አሉ military humanitarian organizations and not medevac. Those are our core business. Like ለነሱ let me give you a typical day or typical operation.
Yeah, just typical process.
ስለዚህ አሁን operator or the የነሱ dispatcher or trip support company ይልካሉ saying በዚህ ቀን like there's a schedule. They'll send you a schedule saying and then it's what you call a handling request. They'll send you a handling request saying this is the schedule, this is the aircraft type, aircraft registration, operator, information ሰጥተዋል. This is the schedule. በዚህ ቀን ከዚህ እዚህ ይሄዳል ከዚህ በዚህ ቀን ይሄዳል. Passenger አለው የለውም ግን እዚህ ስቴሽን let's just say አዲስ አበባ ቦሌ ኤርፖርት ያርፋል በዚህ ቀን landing permit ስጡን fuel coordinate አድርጉ እና on ground services Also hotel, ለክሩ ሆቴል ግራውንድ ትራንስፖርቴሽን ጠይቁናል catering so ይሄ ሁሉ ሪኩዌስት እንወስዳለን መጀመሪያ በላንዲንግ ፐርሚት እንጀምራለን ከሲቪል ኤቪዬሽን ጋር ላንዲንግ ፐርሚት እናገኛለን ከዛ በኋላ አንድ የአውሮፕላኑ ከዛ actually take off ካረገ በኋላ we get what's called a movement report ይልኩናል aircraft is airborne የመጣ ነው ETA በዚህ so እኛ we start coordinating fuel እንጠራለን ነግራቸዋለን በዚህ ሰዓት ያርፋል ground handler ወይም ICAS ወይም Ethiopian Airlines ከሁለቱም ጋር እንሰራለን tell them okay አውሮፕላኑ በዚህ ሰዓት ያርፋል be prepared like equipment ምናምን like servicing water service toilet service ምናምን fuel ካስፈለገው catering ምናምን hotel everything is confirmed usually about 20-30 minutes before the plane lands one of my agents airports ይሄዳል እና ይጠብቋል አውሮፕላኑ ያርፋል አውሮፕላኑ ይመጣል ፓሰንጀሮቹ off board ምናምን if there are passengers ከዛ በኋላ they escorted immigration blah 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 ይወጣሉ ከዛ በኋላ crew what do you need oh we need this ምናምን ይላሉ ኮኦርዲኔት አድርገን ፊውል ካረገ በኋላ ምናምን catering boom boom አውሮፕላኑ ይዘጋሉ we escort them off the premises and then to the hotel and then the process starts again for departure make sure that everything is ready technically it's called supervision you're supervising the service ለምን እንዳልኩ በፊት FBO አሁን ይሄ የኛ ስራ አፍሪካ maybe some countries in Asia South America ነው በጣም ትልቅ in North America Europe you don't need that lemon there's an FBO FBO is a terminal it caters to that good especially in Africa we don't have የለንም like hey FBO የለንም ከደቡብ አፍሪካ
FBO ራሱ
fixed based operator it's a terminal
so like የራሱ ኤርፖርት አለው ማለት ነው
ኤርፖርት ላይ ሆኖ አሁን imagine ቦሌ ኤርፖርት terminal ትገባለህ አይደል imagine private terminal ግን when you walk in it's a 5-star hotel like imagine walking into Sheraton is that lounge ምናምን bar
so ያንን እነሱ ራሳቸው ነው ሃንድል የሚያደርጉት
the handling company አሁን ግን አፍሪካ ላይ the handling company ያሉት is mostly airline handling ስለዚህ አሁን Ethiopia Airlines ቢሆን Kenya Airways British Airways Lufthansa እነሱ they don't know how to handle a private jet እነሱ they look at the private jet አውሮፕላን ነው ግን in the Dreamliner or A350 or 777 no they treat it it's a different culture service level man it's completely
ግን አሁን ብዙ አፍሪካ ሀገራት ላይ ወይ አዲስ አበባ ላይ የራሱ ተርሚናል የለውም ማለት ነው
ደቡብ አፍሪካ South Africa አለ Nigeria አለ and of course Northern Africa Maghreb Egypt Morocco Tunisia ግን it's not typical and ለዚህ ነው ለየኛ like our supervision which called flight support but Africa ላይ South America ላይ it's a viable business. እኛ የምንሰራው like for example we've expanded into the US. We don't do the same thing here. We're doing something totally different. Lemon it's not you don't need it. FBO አለ. So it's
so እዛ ያሉ ሰዎች US ያሉ ኦፊሳችሁ ምንድነው የሚሰራው ታዲያ?
It's one is New York so it's the finance capital. So it's we work with our investors and now sourcing opportunities especially in the Caribbean and South America like Malit we have a couple of opportunities that we're working on to engage on FBO like to build FBOs or to lease out FBOs charter and also it's meant to know it's as an entrepreneur you want to be where the money is of course and the money's in New York
good they would also ወደዚህ የሚመጣ ሰው
ማለት አሁን እሱ አሁን like for example talk about Meri እሱ አሁን he's a CFO ስለዚህ በየሳምንት ከፋይናንስ ቲም daily update አለው a weekly update አለው it's not like is in the island is ብቻው no he's still managing the company here or helping me manage the company here
I see
አሁን I think in 10 years ብዙ ሂዳቸዋል ቀደም እንዳልከው ከቲም አንጣር number of ዌብሳይታችሁ ላይ የነበረ number of transactions that you managed flights that you managed በሺ ነው ደርተዋልና ይሄ ደግሞ ትንሽ ስፔሻላይዝድ የሆነ ሴክተር ነው even እና early on ደንበኛም ራሱ ለማግኘት B2B ነው የተለየ ነው so early on ምን ነገሮችን አረክ ከአንድ ሰራተኛ እየሰፋ እንዲሄድ ያረጋቸው ነገሮች
I think the marketing aspect again also the first thing I did actually was I joined the African Business Aviation Association and a member network also network best practices ባልደረቦቼ like እዛ አፍሪካ ላይ ያሉ ሰዎች ጋር ብዙ I used to go to conferences a lot. Can I mentioned the same things when I was in my fraternity. I was very engaged. When I got into AFBA, I just didn't become a member. I was engaged. I joined the executive committee. I volunteered. That helped. Visibility, gave me visibility. Malet, I remember one conference. I was sitting next to JP. JP Malet, he's the shareholder and group CEO of one of the biggest aviation companies. Definitely the biggest in Africa and one of the biggest in the world.
Okay.
I'm sitting next to him like, wow. And not right? Because I was engaged. Oh, Dawit, I was actually the director of membership and events. So personal touch. Yinya industry, it's all 100% about relationship. It's if you want, yes, price, again, relationship matters. Our industry is so niche. You have a lot of trust. If you look at our client base, whether it's a high net worth individual or a military, there has to be a level of trust. So that was huge for me, joining AFBA. And that was 10 years ago. And as you can see, I went from a member to now the chairperson of the organization. And also just marketing, speaking. And I was blessed to have another mentor, Jane Stanbury. She's a world-renowned PR and comms expert. So she's in business aviation. She's older. So our relationship grew very quickly, and she's actually she's my aviation mom. We joke, and she really has guided me, helped me find opportunities, and she's my biggest cheerleader outside of my family. So network, sell yourself, engage, volunteer, and have mentors who will establish people who are established in the business. Who will say, I vouch for Dawit. Trust him because I trust him. Or have him speak at this conference because, believe me, you want him to speak at this conference. And that really helped. It's not you can't do this by yourself.
I think besides because it can be also a bit exaggerated. It's because you're competent.
Oh yeah, I mean. So yes, there is. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If I didn't know the industry, I mean, also like in a career, it was, U.S., Europe, best practices. Very simple, very simple thing, and it's not even my licenses and knowing the technical aspects. Again, email, client, respond. Even just to say, thank you, I've received your email. I will look into it. I'll get back to you. Culture, communication culture, work ethic. I mean, wow. As an entrepreneur, if you are not ready to sacrifice blood, sweat, and tears, it's not going to work. So it's a combination of, like I said, network, volunteering, getting your name out there, and effort. Blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, there have been times sitting in my office just in tears. And also competence, technical knowledge. You got to know what you're talking about. Like if you will quickly be found out if you're trying to fake it till you make it. It's very important.
ሌላው እኔ መጠየቅ የምፈልገው ቅድም ኦፕሬት የምታደርጓቸው ሀገሮች አሁን በኤጀንቶች ነው አይደል ኦፕሬት የምታደርጉት? አሁን ለምሳሌ አንድ እንግዳ ከዚህ ተነስቶ ወይ በእናንተ በኩል የተለያየ ሀገራት መሄድ ከሆነ እዛው ባሉ ሜምበር ኤጀንት
actually you subcontract. It's very industry like depending on, for example, is in our growth regions like ከ10 ዓመት በኋላ the next 5 years we're looking at dalko investment to የራሳችን ሰራት like we look at it and be like, okay, ይሄ ስቴሽን ላይ በቂ ፍላይት አለን የራሳችን በአመት ላይ 30 ፍላይት ስላለን የራሳችን ሰው ቀጥረን እናስቀምጥ ያየን ነው. That's the next the next 5 years. ግን industry ላይ የተለመደው is you subcontract. You find another Krimson Iza agar. And now you say, okay, look, we have, and you, and you so start, you know, for price differences, and you subcontract. You be like, okay, look, when we have flights, support us. And when you have flights in our region, we support you. So that's how it works in the industry.
ብዙም በዛ መንገድ የሚመጡ ቢዝነሶች አሉ ለእናንተም
it's win-win. Win-win. Your clients are your vendors, and your vendors are your clients.
I think ተመሳሳይ ይመስለኛል ይሄ ኮመርሻል ቢዝነሱም ላይ ፍላይቶች ላይ ምናምን ሳይ አሁን ኢቲ ወይ ጃፓን ወይ ኮሪያ ምናምን ሲሆን
አለ
በጣም ጥቂት ፍላይት ነው ያላቸው
exactly GSA General Service Agents
so exactly ዴስክ ላይ የሚቀበሉ ምን ሚሉ የሌላ
like the ሌላ handling company, you know, like Swissport is the Donata እንደዚህ አይነት ነገሮች ይቀጣሉ. And ግን with the airline industry it's about cost. ገባ ለነሱ አንድ ፍላይት በሳምንት ሁለት በሳምንት ካላቸው they're like well እሺ ስቴሽን ማኔጀር ይልካሉ ኢትዮጵያ የራሳቸው ግን the actual work የሚሰራው is the ground handling is done by other companies usually even traditionally the ground handling sura rasu is done by other people again depending on frequency size everything like you'll have more staff ወይም አንድ ሰራተኛ ነው ወይም 10 ሰራተኛ ግን የራሳቸው ሰራተኛ አለ so technically the station manager is indenya like he's the agent who coordinates with the other ground handlers again because it's scheduled the contract ነው የሚሰሩት እኛ it's ad hoc
and there's still እሱ ነው ይመጣል
it's very similar in that sense ግን ለነሱ it's they can you usually have at least የራስ ሰው at least minimum ticket office ይኖራል even if it's a GSA that sells tickets for you
but የናንተም ግን it's about cost አይደል እንዴ ተጨማሪ ፍላይት ካላችሁ of course you gonna በራሳችሁ
ስለ ኮስት ማውራት ከፈለጋችሁ aviation is a very very በጣም cost intensive operation ማለት my favorite quote Sir Richard Branson Virgin Group many years ago I read this it said if you want to become a millionaire become a billionaire and start an airline you will bleed cash like I mean aeroplan sibrar is burning fuel right what do you think that is that's cash it's burning cash aircraft are the only assets probably in the world that lose money on when they're working or they're not working see like when it's flying nadaj catering man salaries crew man when it's on the ground it's not generating revenue good you're still paying insurance costs you're still paying salaries so asset utilized asset not utilized still burning money and now that's what people do you want to be an airline or operate aircraft no thank you no interest in operating aircraft yerase if somebody says here aeroplan gazichallo manage it for me sure liability cost so no management fee was that but own an aircraft and operate it no thank you
interesting አሁን ከዛ ጀምራ አሁን you know በሄድክበት ጊዜ ያለና looking back in just 10 years like እንዳሰብከው ነው ሄደው ወይ ሰርፕራይዝ አድርገዋል ወይስ ሁሉም ነገር ይታይህ ነበር
yeah I think I'm a very ambitious person and you know big dreams man it didn't go as quickly I thought it would I mean I thought maybe 5-6 years would be good you know so qatriyallo it was hard I mean saraun bicha aydelem ግን also when you're starting something that's new ያተለመደ ነገር and market was ጀምር it's going to take time ግን when I look back I have no regrets whatsoever lemon in some instances like it's gone much like better than I could have imagined I mean like I am the chairperson of the African Business Aviation Association Malet I am the ranking representative of my industry in Africa I go all over the world you know in my industry people know who I am Americans Europeans you know I sit on various boards around the world I would have never imagined that like let's say the non-Krimson stuff the stuff I get to do outside of Krimson I would have never thought that I would be the voice of business aviation for Africa. Never. Or the representative. I never thought that I would go to the US and be invited to speak as an expert. Or to go to Europe and have folks, hey, Dawit, like, well, we know who you are. I'm like, okay, cool. That's why I'll again, in terms of the business-wise, I think, I thought maybe we would probably be a little bit better off. Lemon, I thought the industry, in the business, not just Ethiopia, I was going to Africa, I would have finished movie but again, it's not, the industry is not growing as quickly as I thought. Outside of certain markets like South Africa, Nigeria, Northern Africa. But that's an opportunity. Okay, it's not moving along, then I'll build it. I'll push it. And work with other like-minded people to get it going. So
what was ምንድነው ከባዱ ነገር ብለህ ያሰብከው ambitious ከነበረ ጎል ፑሽ ለማድረግ ከማርኬቱ ውጪ አሁን ማርኬቱን ያነሳው መሰለኝ
everything decision, yes, no, good, bad, is on you. Something good happens, great. Something bad happens, oh my God, I fail. And that's where I learned that failure is a part of success. Failing, you have to fail. And that is hard. It's really hard failing. But again, I think one of my favorite quotes goes, Nelson Mandela, the best part about falling is getting back up. Again, it's not like, you just, it takes...
It's more than that.
It takes a beat. You take a beating psychologically, mentally, emotionally. It is, when you're running your own company, it's your child. እንዲያውም እህቴ ትቀልዳለች ክሪምሰን ለምን ታላቅ ልጄ 10 ዓመት ነውና he was born in August እኔ ክሪምሰን February ነው የጀመርኩት እሷ ትቀልዳለች ኧረ ክሪምሰን ነው ታላቅ ልጄ ክሪምሰን ነው እኮ right and you take it as an entrepreneur, as a founder, that it does it you take it personally. It is like your baby. It is your child. And now like I said, ጥሩ ነገር ሲፈጠር success ሲመጣ ምናምን you get the high. Oof. When the lows come, it's tough. It's tough to pick yourself back up. Good, you have to. Like there is no success without failure. That's it. Period. And that's something I would tell any like entrepreneur like who wants to be an entrepreneur. Like I always encourage them. Like, but I'm like youth lie. I'm all about the youth. Like the next generation, Africa. ሁሌ ስፒች ላይ ወይም ስኮላርሺፕስ እንጀምር as America Purdue scholarship አለን ትምህርት ቤቶች ሳወራ like I always tell them, guys, never ever give up. Never ever give up. You will be knocked down. ግን እሱ ነው like entrepreneur መሆን like Bill Gates, Stuckenberg, ሁሉም አሁን ቢሊዮነር የሆኑ ሰዎች እንዴ ስንቴ ነው ፌል ያደረጉት ስንቴ ነው የወደቁት they're where they are today because they got back up and they continued. And that's really my message to any entrepreneurs. That's the hardest lesson. And መቀበል like fail my like ወድቅ ያለው it's okay. Second, get up.
ብዙ ዴታ አለ በተለይ ፌለር ላይ የባስኬትቦል ሞር በቁጥር መያዝ ስለሚቻል የተጫዋቾቹ ኮቢ ብራያንት የሚሆን ማይክል ጆርዳን የሚሆን all of that በዓለም ላይ እንግዲህ በቃ የተለዩ እንትኖች ናቸውና but like ካረጓቸው ሹቶች አሁን የማይክል ጆርዳን ወይም የኮቢ ብራያንት ዩኒቨርሲቲ ዴታው የሰማሁት probably like 0 point ምናምን success ሹቶች ናቸው. And I think if the total shoot they also watch, I think I don't know, it's 3 million or 2 million በላይ ማለት ነው ሹቶች ወስደው and 0 point ምናምን were the successful shoots. So it's like, but people can only see
this is one now success. And like actually there's a wonderful picture. Iceberg ታውቃላችሁ የበረዶ ውሃ ላይ የተቀመጠ እና iceberg እኛ የሚታየን እችት ብቻ ነው right? People only see that.
No.
ግን ከስር ያለው it's a beautiful internet like you have to look it up. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
People only see this ይላል
Yeah.
ከሱ ስር failure, sleepless nights, crying, loss, like cuz like but people may have successful ብቻ ነው, right? They don't see everything that goes into success.
Yeah.
No. I'm telling you, man, failure is the biggest lesson I've learned. Now failure مقبل. Lemon, I'm just also a very high performance, oh my God, I failed. And not I just mentally, oh my God, how could I fail? How could I do this? Oh no, I'm a loser. I'm a failure. That's the first step, overcoming that. Self-talk. That's very difficult. It's called the radio. The radio in your head. Turn the volume down. Kaza bohala, act. Plan. Say, okay, this is change of direction, pivot. Yeah, and I think that's one of the greatest lessons. And the future entrepreneurs, that's what I would tell them.
I think your challenge finance, and which you're smartly managing it if you're setting up your office in New York.
Well, that's only recent though. Like I said, Meri, that was 2021. We got to a point where we started investors started asking us if we were, and now that's when Meri was like, Meri, I don't know anything about financing banking. So he's he's investment banker. So again, aviation light, especially in Africa, financing yellam. There's no financing. Lemon, it's a high risk. And now ብዙ ባንኮች ለነሱም አዲስ ነው. And now if you're not an Ethiopian Airlines, a Kenya Airways, established government sovereign guarantee ያለ trusted asset ያለ, they won't give you money. So you have to be very smart. And now actually ለኔ what I did actually to keep the lights on Krimson ስጀምር, I remember I talked about marketing. Marketing was a bit of a ትንሽ hobby passion ሆኖ እንደ ስራ ቀየርኩት. Lemon, at the time, Emirates Airlines was looking for an agency. እዚህ ሀቫስ የሚባል there was an agency in Paris. ፈረንሳይ, I spoke French, so and I had my aviation background. And now ትንሽ I knew them from my work ሰላምታ ምናምን. So Emirates Airlines advertised Krimson የነሱ advertising agency ነን ሆነን. ስለዚህ that was steady income ለኛ. That kept ኪራይ መብራት ምናምን ደሞዝ የከፈለ as I was building Krimson, the flight support business. So you have to be smart and you have to flexible. You're great, passionate, this is what I want to do, this is my dream. Okay, you look at the numbers, okay, sure, all right, that means okay, maybe ጠዋት ሰራለው 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Again, 12 p.m. to 10 a.m. Restaurant serche. You gotta be smart. You need money. Just having a dream is nothing. You need cash. So flexible mon alabbe. You have to be smart about it. And don't forget, yes, it takes, like, even if you have the best idea in the world, you're not going to make money on day one. ብድር ማግኘት ከቻልክ or whatever you can to source capital, seed capital, and sustain yourself. I always say, if you're starting a company, make sure you have baki cash for 6 months. This word. Lemon, the first check is not going to come in for 6 months. You get
even ከዛ በላይ
minimum. That's what I'm saying. Minimum.
በደንብ ማርኬቱን አውቀህ ከገባ
yeah, exactly. And now
ምን ነበረ የኤጀንሲ ስራው ሰሩ የነበረው?
So it's interesting that, like I said, I turned a passion into a very viable business. So media buying, advertising agency. There's different. So marketing sisama, advertising, they think it's in the aviation advertising. There's many different things. Again, you have what you call ATL, BTL, above the line, below the line, events, sponsorships, advertising like TV, radio, so mastalka, creative, which is designs. And yeah, we were responsible for Emirates media buying. So የነሱ advertising strategy. But like አሁን ዝም ብሎ you just don't radio ሸገር FM ደውላ Emirates ማስታወቂያ ፈልጋለሁ ዝም ብላ you have to study, like, okay, target audience ምናምን. So that's what you call it, create a media plan. Media plan, ከዛ በኋላ you buy the airtime. And then you book. They send you the ad, you book it. So that's what we did at Emirates. We did the media buying and a tinish PR, a little bit, not much. That's how we started Emirates. Because Zabuhala, that was 2000. Actually, that was 2015, right? Looks in the Jammer. Actually, no, it was even before that, to the end of 2014. I remember, my God. I remember in my job, gonna alwatam, ተደብቄ or after hours I'd be doing like laptop Emirates media plan ሰራ ነበር strategy እነሱ advertising strategy ምናምን ከዛ በኋላ there was a company in South Africa እነሱ they were managing እንዳለ ደቡብ አፍሪካ ስለዚህ Zambia, Botswana, South Africa የተወሰነ ሀገር ለኤምሬትስ so I knew them እና እነሱ አንድ ትልቅ client ነበራቸው እዚህ Ethiopia እና because we knew each other በኤምሬትስ በኩል like Dawit, we need a partner, Ethiopia. And I was like, okay. That was 2017, May 2017, Simply Black Advertising. 2023, in 6 years, but we were the third largest advertising agency in Ethiopia. We grew the company. I remember I was in Nasum Rasacho, they were also kind of in the startup phase. When I joined, I was employee number 15. When I exited last year, almost 400 employees, 40 countries in Africa. And that was a great experience, Lenny, as well, as an entrepreneur at Krimson, because one marketing woman, again, when you, and company, when you start, like I said, as employee 15, systems, processes, corporate structures, like running, management, and not is the apply Crimson Lai apply Yaroko Nabar. And I'm still applying it. So there was the multiple lessons, and also the success of actually build, like, how do I put it? In an entrepreneur's life cycle, the first company is the hardest. The first company to take to a success is so hard. Again, when you do, the rest is
comes
very easily because you've learned lessons, also your attitude, your passion, your performance is shifted, and taking Simply Black to that kind of success, Lenny, was great because it said yes I can. I mean, it was a multi-million-dollar agency in Eswata.
በአጭር ጊዜ ነው ማለት ነው
6 ዓመት ውስጥ May 2017, end of 2023. And I exited July 2024. Lemon, and that's another lesson I learned. Actually, simultaneously, it was like, you can't run 2 companies. But John, remember I told you the tip of the spear? Was like, I actually, there's a young lady, Betty. I brought her in as an intern when she was 19. Ghana University, Lemon, I think, marketing number. I think summer before graduation, internship. I have to do internship. So when the intern got the class, I was like, oh, she's really talented. I could see she was talented. Not just talented, but also character, personality. So she graduated in June 2018. Again, February, I told her. I asked her if she'd want to continue doing the internship. Going to like February, I said, when you graduate, before anybody else takes you, I offered her a job. She helped me build Simply Black. And when I exited, I mean, I mentored her. I groomed her. She's my protege. I always joke with her. She really is my protege. Now, and he exits Arak, she took over the agency. And she's the youngest market lead, Malet Yagar manager within the entire network of 40 countries. And I think that's, for me, that's also very special. Not just the success, Malet. Do you do this for success? Again, to see someone, to see a young, especially a young girl, in Africa, not just Ethiopia, Africa, very few opportunities for women. To see someone grow እንደዛ እና ራስህ you're partly responsible for that, or professionally I'm fully responsible for that. Lemon, her entire career እኔ ጋር ነበር እና there's a special place in your heart somewhere when you see that. Business success ገንዘብ ብቻ አይደለም, bringing people up. My employees, I'm very much about each one reach one ነው about America, like my success, if I succeed, everyone around me succeeds. I train, I build up. Sometimes it doesn't work very well because ብዙ ሰው ክሪምሰን ቀጥሬ የራሳቸው ድርጅት ከፍቷል and these are my competitors today ማለት እንዲያውም there's a joke እዚህ civil aviation like ዳዊት እና ክሪምሰን የኤቪዬሽን አካደሚ ሆኗል እኮ ለምን ብዙ ሰው እዛ ጀምሮ ወጥቶ የራሱ ድርጅት የከፈተ ነው it's a joke yeah it's hard to see your own employees become your competitors ግን ለኔ it's a great honor በጣም I mean like I said to see the impact that you're creating especially for youth you know but we have a very young staff actually we did the calculation recently no the average age in your bureaus including me Meri and Michael we're all above 40 46 and 47 the average age is 32 if you take us out of the equation the average age is below 28
wow
so a lot of young people that we're and I love it I love teaching I love sharing I love not just building companies but I like building people up as well
how do you like ሌሎችን እንዴት ማስተማር ትችላለህ like what's the fastest way አሁን እቺ ልጅ የምትለው maybe you know በጣም ጥቂት አመት ነው you know
6 አመት yeah within
እሱ ነው ለብዙ ሰው I think ከባድ
ምን like ማደግ ወይም
ማሳደግ or mentor ማድረግም you know
yeah I know it's a mentality you want to make money or you want to serve look there's two options here and business is not just about making money is great don't get me wrong it's a necessity again like I don't know if you look at the idea your like your purpose with your business sira is to provide a solution or a service right that's the way so it doesn't say make money it says provide a solution or a service to a problem and you know as I mentioned በፊት እኔ like in Ethiopia መጣሁት opportunity አይቼ ግን ለገንዘብ አይደለም የመጣሁት እኔ ለሰርቪስ ነው የመጣሁት አገሬ ማሳደግ ነው የመጣሁት እና ይሄ 10 አመት 2015 to 2025 believe me እኛ ሁላችን አይተናል ችግሩ ኢኮኖሚ ፖለቲካ you know just ከባድ ነው right I have a lot of friends ብዙ ጓደኞች diaspora እዚህ you know ትልቅ ነገር ሰራለው ብዙ ገንዘብ አገኛለው ምናምን like they came with that mentality they're not here anymore lemon challenge መጣ and if your mindset is not service orientated you're not going to survive ግን አሁን እሱ like that's external ድርጅት ውስጥ when you look at your employee how do you look at that person እኔ የኔ ሰራተኞች I am responsible for these people እነሱ ብቻ አይደለም responsible you know ልጆች ካላቸው ቤተሰብ ካላቸው I'm also responsible ለነሱ ሰዎች ግን I am also smart enough to know and ድርጅቱ ማሳደግ ከፈለጉ እነሱ ማደግ አለባቸው አንድ ልጅ ወጣት ጁኒየር ጀምሮ ከ3 አመት በኋላ ጁኒየር ከሆነ የኔ ስራ አልሰራም ማደግ አለበት መልመድ አለበት እና እሱ አቅጣጫ ከወሰደ like ድርጅቱ ያድጋል and that's my philosophy that's what you know the saying each one reach one bring them up
I think that the service demo service ስለሆነ they're like your best product or actually
thank you actually እንዲያውም ብዙ ሰው like when people ask me asset even ትልቅ airline line and this is my personal opinion I'm sure Ato Masfin or anybody else would maybe disagree with me ግን የኢትዮጵያን ኤርላይንስ ዋናው asset አውሮፕላኖቹ አይደሉም ትምህርት ቤት bricks and mortar ሃንገሮቹ it's the employees
እሱም አይብሏል
ብሏል okay ጥሩ like it's number one especially aviation line lemon you have to train you know pilot ምናምን forget even ብዙ ሰው የሚያውቅ pilot mechanic flight attendant of course license ያስፈልጋል እሱ ግን do you know አሁን even just የሽንት ቤት ውሃ መቀየር አውሮፕላን ላይ it's very technical the water service machine you have to understand how to connect pump pressure ምናምን አንተ ኤርፖርት ወስጄ 2 ሳምንት ምን አንድ ወር ይፈጃል እሱ ራሱ just to do that ማስተማር ምናምን እና it's critical you're even aviation which your human resources are the best assets
service lawyers I think ቅድም ያነሳው ግን ትንሽ reflect ብታረግበት በማስበው አንዱ በጣም ሰክሰስፉል የሆኑ ሰዎች ኳሊቲ is to beat yourself a lot, to expect ከራስህ በላይ, to be probably the loudest person to ራስን criticize ለማድረግ, which ኢኖቬት እንድታደርግና ብዙ እንድትሰራ ያደርጋል. But at the same time, you have also to cheer yourself.
Yeah.
And celebrate things. የሆነ you could also depressed ልትሆን ትችላለህ.
በጣም
how do you balance?
I've been there.
ለግሮዝ ድራይቭ ማድረግና ነገሮችን ሴሌብሬት ማድረግና ራስን አፕሪሺየት.
እኔ ሁሌ I always say take care of yourself. ብትጠይቁኝ like second, okay, don't ever give up. Lesson 1 for entrepreneurs. Lesson number, take care of yourself. Family is more important. Your health. ጤና like አሁን እኔ ሆስፒታል አልጋ ላይ ቁጭ ብዬ በሆን like I'm no good to nobody. Take care of yourself. Watch what you eat. When you're an entrepreneur, like ብዙ ጊዜ like especially startup mode ላይ ቢሮ ነው የምትሆነው። ቁጭ ትላለህ 10 12 16 17 ሰዓት ነው የምትሰራው። አተኛም። Your stress is ስለዚህ take care of your body. Eat well. I'm telling you everything. እኔ ያላረኩት ነገራቸው sleep, eat, family. Take care. Spend time with your family, your friends. Again, not just physically. Again, አእምሮን መጠበቅ አለብህ. Whether it's therapy, counseling, having a mentor, someone, especially someone experienced ያለው ሰው, talk to them. Emotions, read, learn, like how you have to take care of yourself, and be with loved ones. Don't forget to be with loved ones. Don't ever forget to be. That's very critical. But was saying, and when I say, I didn't say family, I said loved ones. Lemon andande, your loved ones are not just your family. They're your mentors, your best friends, people who are there cheering you on. You need that. Absolutely. You need that, but because depression comes on very quickly, especially for a high performance person. Like if your standard is equal,
ብዙ አትጨናነቅ
ነው ተጨናነቅ
ስታንዳርድ በጣም ከፍ
ካለ እና ሚት ካላረከው
of course
you are just constantly
ባሩ ዝቅ ስላለብኝ ነው
no I like
I think the people can see you like ታጋንናለ, you're too much, take it easy. But like the market will not take it easy.
So that's like there's a difference between you're too much man taragaga. So take those people out of your environment.
ምትበላው አንድ እንጀራ ብቻ ነው የሚሉ ሰዎች
like that's you don't need that. Your circle needs to be positive ማለት ዙሪያ ያሉ ሰዎች uplifting, positive. Lemon negative so እነዚህ ናቸው uplift የሚያደርጉ እና ይሄ አይቻልም ምናምን mentality. And the funny thing is የሚገርም ነገር I said loved ones, Lemon, it's your own family that are the ones who are ምን አልክ ይሄ ጥሩ ስራ ቆመል ይሄ ልትጀምር ነው ወይ አማኑኤል ጋር እንሂድ አማኑኤል ሆስፒታል ሄደን check there's something wrong with you. Again, you have to take care of yourself, be around loved ones, and never give up. Never give up.
Exercise
physical, actually የሚገርም ነገር is I'm sure you've studied like physical exercise በጣም important ነው. Like እኔ አሁን like life changing መጽሐፍ because 2000 ዛሬ 4-5 ዓመት Miracle Morning ነው የሚባለው. Hal Elrod. Thought, what you do in the morning sets the tone. And now there's something called savers now. So thought you have to mix out. So silent, malet, prayer, meditation, whether you're religious or not. Affirmation. Like must out. Yes I can. I'm a strong person. Boom boom boom. Visualize. Visualize the day, visualize success, visualize your dreams. I literally visualize there's a private jet that I want to buy.
Okay.
I visualize that. I may never own it. Again,
you have a timeline for it?
I do actually. Okay. And now I visualize that, like not just ግን እኔ visualize ማድረገው passenger ሆኜም captain ሆኜ ሁለቱም like you know when I feel like flying I'm going to fly my own plane ብዬ ግን visualize አራተኛ exercise yeah physical exercise በጣም ወሳኝ ነው ለምን ይሄ endorphins ምናምን you actually literally burn negative energy literally exercise ታደርግ calorie ብቻ አይደለም መታቃጥለው negative endorphins dopamine ምናምን አምሮ ላይ you're burning those off R for reading read learn from others I don't know if Bill Gates ብትጠይቅ anybody they'll tell you almost አንድ መጽሐፍ በቀን ነው የሚያነቡት almost 50 at least 50 year at least like 50 books every quarter I ነገር and the last one is scribe journal look into exercising like on day like especially like really have a bad day just get it out there like, release you can also practice gratitude when you're journaling I'm grateful for this happening today lemon መጥፎ ቀን ሲመጣ ታስታውሳለህ because I think አንድ ነገር ከጻፍክ 70% or 80% more like retention አለው you know so it's savers and now it's called the miracle morning and now lemon thought because you set your tone like any honestly I don't do it every day again I can tell you I'm honest but I'm honestly like yeah miracle morning thought ያልሰራው እና በጣም አሪፍ ቀን በጣም like best day ሆኖ እና compare ባረገው ከmiracle morning ሰርቼ worst day ሆኖ I guarantee you the miracle morning is much better ለምን ከቤት ሲወጣ I'm focused I'm aligned ትንሽ you know ካላራኩት you know ዝብርቅርቅ stress ምናምን መንገድ ላይ I'm thinking እንደዚህ because I'm not you know in the plan now almost like a plan you're setting your in the machine checklist you know ዘራ ነው
በጣም አፍሪካ ላይ አንድ ስልጣን ቢሰጥህ እና አንድ ነገር መቀየር ብትችል ቢዝነስ አቪዬሽን ላይ አንድ ነገር ብቻ ያ ነገር ምንድነው
perception ከአፍሪካ ውጪ ስለ አፍሪካ ያለው perception
ምንድነው ያለው perception
የነሱ perception ድሮ it's true like የአሮጌ አውሮፕላን ነበር የሚልኩ እዛ ማይፈልጉት አውሮፕላን business aviation Africa is not growing ትልቅ market አይደለም you know typical Africa perception almost like a colonial perception ነው ያላቸው it's not true እና opportunity ያለው እዚህ ነው human resource manpower እውቀት ያለው እዚህ ነው economy growing እዚህ ነው you know like እሱ ነውና and በአፍባ like honestly that's like አንዱ በጣም ትልቅ የኛ pillar really is to የኛ counterpart America Europe you know Asia Middle East you know it's important like we are ዛሬ we're fast growing ግን ነገ እናልፋቸዋለን I remember an example ሁሌ ነው like I use the example speech ላይ ምናምን ሳውራ Africa የዛሬ 30 ዓመት even 40 ዓመት I think I don't know እናንተ ካስታውሳችሁ ስልክ የሚሽከረከር ስልክ ታሳሳላችሁ Africa ከሱ ወደ ሞባይል ቴክኖሎጂ ነው ሄደው ሞባይል like ማለት እንደው almost ወደ ስማርትፎን button like computer desktop computer laptop ምናምን skip አድርጎ ቀጥታ ወደ ሞባይል ቴክኖሎጂ ቶሎ which called legacy system aviation እንደዛ ነው የሚሆነው አሁን ታያለህ አሁን ሩዋንዳ ብትሄድ drones አሁን everywhere like አሁን medical delivery መድኃኒት cargo ከአውሮፕላን like cargo አውሮፕላን አሁን ወደ drones already ገብተናል እና I said yeah like ከ10 ዓመት በኋላ እናንተ እንቀድማለን በዚህ new technology እኛ እናንተ እንቀድማለን እና I remember I always use Rwanda zip line የዛሬ 10 ዓመት even 15 years ago ነው የጀመሩት እነሱ ድሮን ለሜዲካል መድኃኒት እና ለደም ዲሊቨሪ የጠቀሙ ዓለም ላይ ድሮን የሚጠቅመው ለዌዲንግ ምናምን ለፎቶ ለፊልም ነው ዩሮፕ እና already in Africa ለካርጎ የጠቀሙት ገባ you know already 15 years ahead እነሱ ጋና አሁን ነው drone technology unmanned aerial vehicles you know obviously military use which ገና እነሱ commercial use ጀመሩ ስለዚህ yeah that's
ፕሌንም አሁን እዛ ሂዶ እዛውም በጣም ኮምፒቲቲቭ የሆነ ኦፕሬሽንስ ከዋልማርት ጋር
yeah
ሌላ ካምፓኒ ጋር ላውንች ያደረገ ያለው ፕሌን ከሩዋንዳ ሂዶ ነው
የሚገርም ነገር Walmart አሁን Google they have a Google አላቸው drone division not Google Alphabet your Google parent company they're still technically አሁን ከዋልማርት ጋር የሰሩ ነው still test like a pilot project ወጥቷል እና ገና አሁን ወደ commercial operation in 2025 እንዳልኩ zipline 2010 already yeah we're delivering ስለዚህ that's my hope ተስፋ ያለኝ is really and perception መቀየር also especially in the private jet industry እኛ like በጣም አዲስ አውሮፕላን የመጣ ነው ለምን of course wealth ያደገ ነው እና አውሮፕላኖቹ ሰው ይገዙ ነውና ስለዚህ ትልቅ ገበያ እንደሆነ
አፍሪካ ግን ብዙ ባለሀብት ብዙ jet ይገዛል
yes አሁን like jet ብቻ ለመግዛት አይደለም ግን like there's also different business model አለ charter ምናምን እና basically your business jet business aviation definition is the use of an aircraft as a business tool to save time. Malat it doesn't say Gulfstream private jet. It doesn't say Bombardier Dassault aircraft no milo. ስለዚህ አሁን አፍሪካ ላይ እኛ የምናየው ትንሽ አውሮፕላን ይሄ Cessna 172 ትንሹ አሁን you can see it አሁን አፍሪካ ላይ and commercial farmer ይሄ አውሮፕላን የሱ ምንድነው እርሻው እዛ ከከተማ ውጪ ነው አንድ ቀን ይፈጃል በመኪና ቤት ኢንፍራስትራክቸር የለም ማለት መንገድ በትንሹ አውሮፕላን 1 ሰዓት 35 ደቂቃ 45 ደቂቃ ይፈጃል ስለዚህ ለንግድ that's technically is a business aviation operation okay so Gulfstream አለ ከተማ ዋናው ከተማ ለምን እሱ ዩሮፕ ወይም አሜሪካ ሲሄድ በፕራይቬት ጀት ነው የሚሄደው ግን ይሄ አይነት like also ይሄ paradigm the shift እሱን push አድርገን ነው internally and externally and now what we're seeing especially on በፊት internal perception ነበረው private jet ማለት dictator corruption በጣም negative perception ነበር ill gotten gains right ግን አሁን መንግስቶች እና even public yeah like oh ይሄ ነገር ወሳኝ like it's በጣም ይጠቅመናል አሁን ይሄ ሰውዬ ይሄ CEO you know 5 ሀገር 3 ቀን ውስጥ መድረስ አለበት imagine አሁን አፍሪካ imagine እዚህ already in the North America እና Europe አለም you know connection የለም እዚህ ከዌስት አፍሪካ even አገር like connecting አሁን ትንሽ ተቀይሯል ግን የዛሬ like 10 አመት Ivory Coast ሴኔጋል መሄድ ወይም በፓሪስ ወይም በአዲስ አበባ ነበር የምትሄደው የ30 ደቂቃ ፍላይት ግማሽ ቀን ይፈጀ ነበር ለምን አዲስ አበባ መጣ ኢትዮጵያ ኤርላይንስ እንደገና ወይም ፓሪስ ሄደ
ተመለሰ
even still ብዙ የአፍሪካ ሀገሮች ፓሪስ ነው
ዌስት አፍሪካ በተለይ
ዌስት አፍሪካ ብዙ አሁን like I mean you know እድሜ ለኢትዮጵያ ኤርላይንስ አሁን አስካይ ከፈቱ southern africa you know malawi እነሱ ኔትወርክ የሰሩ ነው point to point ከዛ በፊት you're not making it ስለዚህ አሁን even public perception awareness ስላለ okay አሁን I know why so and so like አሁን private jet ያለው አፍሪካ በጣም ትልቅ ነው ፋብሪካ 10 ሀገር ውስጥ አለው 3 ቀን አለው ያው የሰው ጊዜ ሰዓቱ time is money right ስለዚህ you know 3 ቀን ውስጥ 10 ሀገር መሄድ ይችላል ስለዚህ እሱም perception የተቀየረ ነው ማለት ይችላል ግን also it's not just about the corporate jets it's about Cessna 172 even on especially ደቡብ አፍሪካ ላይ anti poaching right the game park ውስጥ ሄሊኮፕተር የሚጠቅሙት ፓትሮል የሚያደርጉት በፊት በይሄ ላንድ ሮቨር ክፍት ሆኖ ወይም even በእግራቸው ነበር ፓትሮል የሚያደርጉት አንድ ሳምንት ውስጥ በመኪና ፓትሮል የሚያደርጉት በሶስት ሰዓት ውስጥ በአንድ ሄሊኮፕተር patrol argo you know so isum allab you know like aviation is a tool it's a very very important tool
የቅንጦት አይደለም ማለት
ነው it's not a luxury.
ግን ብዙ እኔ ቅድም ልጠይቅ የፈለኩት የነበረው ብዙ አሁን በኢትዮጵያ ማወቅ የምፈልገው ብዙ ፕራይቬት ፍላይቶች አሉ like ማርኬቱ still ትልቅ ነው ብለህ ታስባለህ?
ያደገ ነው. I mean of course you know
how many like ምን ያህል estimately private ፍላይቶች ይመጣሉ?
ወደ almost 200 በአመት
በጣም ትንሽ ነው አሁን.
Yeah, ግን it dipped. I mean of course you know the situation በፊት tourism was huge.
በቱሪዝም
በኮቪድ በፊት በጣም ብዙ ባለሀብት ይመጣ ነበር በፕራይቬት ጀት. ከዛ በኋላ ሄሊኮፕተር ያከራያሉ ወይም እዚህ ያለው ኦፕሬተር ትንሽ አውሮፕላን ያከራይቶ ይጎበኛል. ኮቪድ መጣ, of course ጦርነቱ መጣ. That is really shocked.
So like entirely አሁን በፕራይቬት ጀት የሚመጣው 200 ፍላይት እንደዛ ነው ማለት?
Well, let's say non-scheduled. Non-scheduled mostly private jet ወደ 200. እና አሁን እኛው ዩስ አናውቅም. We don't know if it's high net worth individual, medevac, tourist, so not sure. Again, but just corporate jets. ይሄ አመት እስከ ኖቬምበር ወሶ 2 ወር ጋር ኖቬምበር ዲሰምበር entirely ኢትዮጵያ ላይ according to the እኛ ያለን ዴታ ወደ 210 ፍላይቶች መጥቷል እዚህ.
Okay.
So maybe 250 300 እስከ end of the year, which is good. Let me tell you how that's really good. Lemon የዛሬ 3 አመት ከመቶ በታች ነበር. ስለዚህ like ያደገ ነበር, ኮቪድ መጣ, ጦርነት መጣ, እንደገና ወደ ላይ መጣ ነው.
ትልቅ ቁጥር ግን የሚታየው አክሮስ አፍሪካ የት ነው?
ወደ ሳውት አፍሪካ. እነሱ already ከ1000 በላይ አውሮፕላን አላቸው እዛ. Imagine አሁን እነዚህ ኢትዮጵያ ፕራይቬት ጀት የለንም.
ፕራይቬት ጀት ምንም የለም?
ጀት ኮርፖሬት ጀት የለም. ኦፕሬተሮች አሉ, ፕራይቬት ኦፕሬተሮች ግን እነሱ ትንሽ የሰስነ ካራቫን
ግን በፐርሰናል ሌቭል የሉም ማለት
እኔ not that well አሉ ግን የአውሮፕላናቸው እዚህ አይደለም.
ኦኬ ይብቃል. ወደ እንትን ስለ ሰላም መጋዚን ቅድም አንስታ ነበር እና ስለዛ እናውራ?
Yeah, sure.
So እንዴት ነበር ኢንቮልቭድ የነበርከው?
So look there was agency ነበር እና ሰላምታ ማጋዚን የኢትዮጵያ ኤርላይንስ ፍላይት ማጋዚን ታወቀ ነው እና like የፋሚሊ ፍሬንዶች ነበሩ እና የሰላምታ ምንድነው የሰላምታ ኮንትራክት አሸነፉ ፐብሊሽ ማድረግ እና they knew my aviation background እና ትንሽ በዛ by then ትንሽ like ኢቨንቶች ምናምን ማርኬቲንግ ትንሽ ሰራ ነበር. So like well look you make a ትንሽ you understand aviation, you understand marketing, and I was also you know I'm a good salesperson በጣም እና ስለዚህ በሰላምታ I was actually head of sales for Africa and Middle East and Asia. ስለዚህ advertising መሸጥ እና that was a great experience. Lemon እንዳልኩ በፊት like aviation ለኔ is not just about flying ምናምን በሰላምታ በኩል I got to engage with Ethiopian Airlines marketing department. Like on Addis station ሲከፍቱ I remember my favorite Singapore ሄደን ነበር. Singapore station ሲከፍት ስለዚህ you're seeing the organization of Addis station, like the PR marketing and the events, the behind the curtain. I had access to executive watch, you could talk to them. But የጊዜ እዛ ስብሰባ ነበር. So ለኔ it really something I knew nothing about, publishing magazine. አዲስ skill ለመድኩ. የኤርላይን ኢንዱስትሪ ለመድኩ. non-flying, non-technical ማለት aviation business. ግን also just ስለ አፍሪካ ብዙ ለመድኩ. like continent lemon content publish የሚደረግ content ነበር ግን also travel አደረግ ነበር ኬንያ ምናምን እና በጣም ብዙ like it was a great learning experience.
ግን ሴልስ ነው ስትለኝ እኔ ምን እንደሆነ ታውቃለህ? ምን ነው የሚሸጠው? ያው ሁሌ እንትኑ ላይ ስለማይ
ግን እዛ አድቨርታይዝመንት ውስጥ አሁን
አድቨርታይዝመንቱን እዛ ውስጥ ያለው ነው የምትሸጠው? ኦኬ እና ኮንተንቱ ላይ were you involved or mostly
ትንሽ like I was so there was the editorial team and the sales team. We were and ቢሮ ነበር ግን of course opinion ይጠይቁን you're in the same room, you hear what they're talking about, so ግን
ኮንተንት ከተለያየ ቦታ ነው የሚመጣው ነበር.
But yeah, there was there was so the C62 was the local agency and partner America, what was the name? I forgot the name of the American publisher. ስለዚህ ኮንተንቱ ግን የሚገርም ነገር ሰላምታ I don't know still እንደዚህ ነው ግን ዓለም ላይ ነበር like journalists የሚጠቅሙት from anywhere and everywhere like content የሚያስገባ so they'd pick በጣም like ጥሩ journalists or like እና ይመጡ ነበር እዚህ when they travel and they'd write like some of the best photographers in the world so it was like Salamta is still I think probably one of the best magazines published in Africa content quality print quality distribution we were printing 100,000 በየሁለት ወር and edition 100,000 copy that's a lot that's a lot ገባ imagine
100,000 ሲት አለው ማለት ነው ወይስ ሰው ሲወስድ ምናምን ሲተካ
free copy ነው ትወስዳለህ ግን think I mean አሁን ስንት passenger 18 passenger ነው የደረሱት
ሚሊዮን ማለት ነው
በአመት ስለዚህ በወር 1 ሚሊዮን ትላለህ I'll just say just you know ድምሩ ቀላል ቢሆን 1 ሚሊዮን በወር ማጋዚኑ ሁለት ወር ነው so 2 ሚሊዮን ፓሰንጀር 100,000 ኮፒ
so ሽያጩን ነበረ ማለት ነው ለካምፓኒዎች አድቨርታይዝመንት ማሸጥ ነው
እና እኔ ሱዛ አይለመርኩት ከኤቪዬሽን ውጪ is also like a really advertising sales
how would you sell them
it's this is it like another lesson for entrepreneurs who are listening don't ever sell the product sell the person
okay
sell the person
sell the person ማለት ሰው ይሆን ራሱ በሚሸጨው
no ማለት አይደለም ማለት አሁን በጣም ቀላል እኔ ትልቅ ሊቨርፑል ደጋፊ ነኝ በጣም ትልቅ ልጅ ሆኜ 40 years እኔ አሁን for example before I go to a meeting or a pitch like do my research LinkedIn ላይ አይደለ okay ማየ ሰው ማን ነው አንዳንዴ ታያለህ
አይ ቆይ አሁን ምሳሌ እንስተሽ አሁን ለምሳሌ ወይ እኔ አሁን ቡና ላይ ያለው እንበል so ሰላም መጋዚን ላይ ልትሸጥልኝ መጣ so what would be
እኔ ስላንተ ድርጅት ስለ ቡና I don't care I want to know what you like
ገዢው ማለት ነው
አንተ ለማለት like አሁን እንዳልኩ ሊቨርፑል like ሄጄ LinkedIn ላይ ወይ ማን ነገር I'll find something out about you and not Liverpool ደጋፊ ከሆንክ but Premier League ስንገናኝ you know of course hey how are you doing nice to meet you oh did you watch the game last week personal connection human connection that's it never sell the product sell the person and not make sure when you leave that person wants to have a beer with you ማለት like ቡና or beer like that person ከስራ ውጪ ካንተ ጋር እራት ወይም ቡና ወይም ቢራ ወይም እግር ኳስ ማየት ይፈልግ when you have that that's it it's easy
ብዙ ጊዜ እዛ ባኬቱስ ፎሎ የማያረጉ ሰዎች ገጥመው አያውቁ
you know that ግን that's also
እኔ አሁን I'm a type of person እኔ ጋር ብትመጣ if you don't focus on the product I would be worried
ግን
any personally
of course yeah. I said rule number 1 sell to the person rule number 2 read the room read the room ገባ and not just that like አንተ ግን እኔ ስለ apples and apple ካወራ አንተ ብርቱካን ነው የምትፈልገው well I got to start talking about ብርቱካን ገባ I'm not going to keep talking about apples read the room 3 know your product know what you're selling ለምን A and B ካሟላ ግን አንተ if you're not confident if I'm not confident in the product and I'm in facts and like really like ስለ ፕሮዳክቱ ሳወራ አንተ this guy is an expert ማለት ካልቻልክ you're like well you're wasting my time 3 so know your product rule number 1 sell to the person not the product rule number 2 read the room rule number 3 know what you're selling know the product or service you're selling
I think እና ደግሞ ብዙ ይመስለናል እንጂ ብዙ ሰዎች we are very bad የምንቀጥረው ሰው we are very bad የሆነ ሜንሽን ቢያረግኛ የምንወደው ኤግዛምፕል ወይም ስለኛ ፐርሰናሊቲ ኮምፕሊመንት ምናምን ቢያረግ most likely now you have to really evaluate yourself a couple of
that's what I'm saying sell the person sell the person
በዛ ባኬት ወርጋላ if somebody is
there is ምን መሰለህ I think I'm willing enough to not to say አልጭበረ በዛ አልወድቅም ብዬ most likely one more ሰው ነኝ ማለት ነው I think it's just you have to really question yourself you're most likely will be biased
of course
but ላይ በሚሰጥህ እንትኖች
እኛ ሮቦት አይደለንም we're humans you're a human being connection is critical human connection መስራት አለብን ወይም ማሚ ነው አንተ I love your shirt that's a nice Burberry shirt that's really nice
thank you
you see ለምን አሁን you're like oh my god how he recognizes Burberry he knows that it's a Burberry logo so okay so this person understands what Burberry is automatically you think he's a little more educated he's got a little more psychology it's all psychological know the person
someone የሆነ ሰው ስለ ሰዓት እያወራኝ ነበር እኔ አሁን ስለ ሰዓት ምንም አውቀው ሰዓት አይቼ አውቃለሁ ሰው ይሆን አለኝ
that's another thing especially Europe and America you judge a man by his watch and his shoes like and የሚገርም ነገር I'll give you a personal example tag aviation ስሰራ ground handling ባለሀብቶች ነው and this is also where I learned the difference between rich and wealthy and client like old money like there's no like ብትፈልጋቸው ስማቸው የዛሬ ሀብታቸው ስንት 400-500 ዓመት በፊት ነው የጀመረው like extremely wealthy and clientአችን ሀብታም ነው ማለት he's worth a couple billion dollars ይሄኛው ሀብታሙ the rich guy ሲመጣ በፈራሪ ምናምን like ነው የሚመጣው Ferrari like flashy you oh that guy's rich this family በአውዲ ነው የሚመጡት jeans እና t-shirt ነው የሚለብሱት ሰዓታቸው Patek Philippe not just a regular Patek Philippe $200,000 ነው custom made this is a $2 million watch and I like watches that's why when you live in Geneva of course Swiss ሆነ you know watches right okay this guy መንገድ ላይ ብታየው you'd be like oh okay Puma ለብሷል jeans እና t-shirt ለብሷል ሰዓቱ he's walking around with $2 million watch on his wrist ገባ
ሰው አንተ የምትፈልገውን አይደለም ያወራው ገብቷል አይደለ you already know this person is doing this to I think የዛ ሰውም ችግር ነው አንተም በጣም የምትፈልገው የምታውቀው ነገር የምትወደው ነገር አጥንቶ ምናምን ቢያወራ I'm pretty sure
biased ሆናል እስቲ በሌላ ህይወት እንገናኝ
it's all about like I said human connection sales is human connection I don't care ያንተ product A+ the best in the world best price ቢባል እኔ አንተ ካልወደድኩ አልገዛም psychologically subconsciously በፍጹም ለምን product ሳይ ነገር ሳይ ስላንተ ነው ማሰብ sorry አልፈልግም ስላንተ ማሰብ አልፈልግም say product አልገዛም you know what I'm saying so it's
የኔ bias later ስለሚመጣ ይመስለኛል
okay
not at the first impression
okay well there's no impression like a first impression but first impression is king good or bad especially bad ከሆነ
so second impression queen ከሆነ ያው queen ትበልጣለች ማለት
well
ሌላ
queens always
ቀድም አንስታል ግን ለምን ኤግዚት ማድረግ እንደፈለክ simply black
focus that's another lesson
እንደ ፓርትነር ነበር እዚህ ጀመራችሁ
he got rich also he had enough money
there was that yes no financially I was free I gained financial freedom which is a great success in my life
so ግን እንትን ያሉ ቅድም እንደ ስታፍ ነው ወይስ as a partner
no as a partner franchise I was the owner I was the managing partner
I see
ህጉም አይፈቅድም ግን also actually እንዳለ ከ40 ማርኬት እኔ ብቻ ነበርኩ የራሴ partner ለምን of course I started young 15ኛ employee ነበርኩ ድርጅቱ አሳደግኩ so I earned the right not earned but I also demanded ስጀምር ምን ፈልጋለህ ደሞዝ ቀንሱልኝ ግን share ነው ፈልጋው I exchange another opportunity like another lesson to go back to focus again as an entrepreneur I highly recommend if you have the opportunity between to choose ከደሞዝ and ownership choose ownership I mean ዝም ብሎ like obviously መጠነ ምናምን success be smart about it fail የሚያደርግ ድርጅት ከሆነ will take salary ግን it's like but like you have to be like I said you have to be smart know your product በፊት ያልኳችሁ like when you're looking at an opportunity if you have an opportunity for example if like የታወቀ ድርጅት ኮካ-ኮላ I'm not saying they do this ግን ኮካ-ኮላ መጥቶ ደሞዝ ሰጣለው ወይም ፓርትነር ሁን ደሞዝ ቀንሼ ሼር ሰጣለው take it it's Coca-Cola okay አሁን if I don't know 1 2 3 beverage company ምንም history የሌለው ገና startup የሆነ of course maybe it's ደሞዙ ትወስዳለ right just in case depending on who the investors are so ግን እኔ last year focus and yes marketing was a passion again aviation is my true love but like I like eat live sleep dream ነገርኳችሁ ከ7 ዓመት ልጅ ሆኜ ነው ይሄ ነገር ውስጤ ደሜ ውስጥ የገባውና እሱ አለ also focus ሁለቱም ድርጅት they were too big for me to handle like I had to choose Simply Black luckily but እንዳልኳችሁ mentor ብዙ ሰው እሱ ቤቲ ብቻ አይደለም ግን ብዙ ሰው አለ ከሷስር like I built a great team ስለዚህ ለኔ ምንም it was okay to hand it off but there comes a time when you have to make a decision and better to go with what you love ለምን what's በጣም ቀላል ጥያቄ ራሴ ጠየቅኩ what's going to wake me up in the morning and say ጉንፋን ይዤ ባመን what's going to get me out of bed and say I'm going and now I had to make a choice between Krimson and Simply Black because both companies were too big to manage actually that's another lesson delegate build a team you cannot do it all by yourself but there comes a point where you have to focus and now I just said Bakay, thank you very much I've built this it's been a great ride ግን እኔ ወደ እኔ like ልቤ ውስጥ የተለጠፈ ስራ መስራት ነው የምፈልገው that's why I exited
ግን ማናጅ ማድረጉ ራሱ ሁለቱንም ከባድ ነው ገና ደሞ እየጀመረ
actually ነው የሚገርም ነገር መጀመሪያ ላይ ስትጀምር ቀላል ነበር it's easy አንድ ክላይንት ሁለት ክላይንት እዚህ አንድ ክላይንት ሁለት ክላይንት እዚህ it's easy እኔና ቤቲ ብቻ ነበር ሁለት ነበር Simply Black management እናደርገው እኔ Crimson ብቻዬን ስለዚህ imagine ሁለት ሰው Simply Black አንድ ሰው Crimson ብዙ ክላይንት አለ
ጠዋትና ማታ ነገር ነው የምትሰራው ወይስ
no like I just morning ገብተን ስራው እስኪያል ድረስ እንጨርሳለን ግን አንድ ክላይንት ብቻ ካለ አንድ ሪኩዌስት ብቻ ነው የሚኖር ገባ ግን ድርጅቱ ሲያድግ ብዙ ክላይንት አለ you can't do everything ግን also in the and በጣም like የታወቀ failure or fault the like mistake entrepreneur እና founder የሚሰራ ሁሉ መስራት አለብኝ እኔ ብቻ ነኝ ማውቀው በቃ which is true of course you're the expert ግን ጊዜ የለም 24 ሰዓት ብቻ ነው ያለ 8 መተኛት አለብህ 16 ሰዓት ውስጥ 50 60 I mean Crimson በየአመት አሁን actually over 100 clients individual and I imagine 100 client 10 request kalaka that's 1,000 requests that I can't do it all so you have to build a team you have to delegate and bafit ndalko you can't be the tip of the spear you have to cascade there's org chart CEO director of operations director of marketing director this lemon yes your job and the CEO and the founder and the visionary is to in the aeroplan you're the captain of the ship perfect example aeroplan captain aeroplan ይበራል ወደ ኋላ መጥቶ ምግብ ያቀርባል aeroplan engine ችግር ካለው እሱ ነው ወርዶ engine የሚያስተካክለው አይደል you have to have a team it's required
I think ደግሞ ከተለመደው አባባል በተለየ መልኩ ብዙ መሞከር ያለበት መጀመሪያ ላይ ነው ጊዜ ያለ እና you don't know which one succeeds you have to have 3-4 rides that you're experimenting playing with ምን እንደምትወዳት አቅም የትኛው ማርኬቱ እና ብዙ ጊዜ ደግሞ አለ እንዳልከው ብዙ ደንበኛ የለህም later ልጅ ሚስት ላይ ነው ሊኖር ይችላል ግን take off ያረጋው you can fully focus and like really make it happen
again just to add to that ሁሉም ነገር ልመድ as an entrepreneur CEO leader መሆን ልመድ marketing level, operations, accounting. And I always joke, and Krimson Jammer, CEO, CFO, marketing manager, and the cleaning lady. ብዙ entrepreneur ይላል. You have to learn. Lemon, ስታድግ, and you have a director of marketing, a director of operations, you know what they're doing or what they need to be doing. ገባ? Properly. And now that also training ላይ ይጠቅማል. ወነሱ ራሳቸው ይጠቅማቸዋል.
ብዙ ቻሌንጅ ያጋጥመዋል፣ ብዙ ቻሌንጅ አልፈሃልና there was a day like ይሄ ነገር በቃኝ ልትልበት የደረስክበት አጋጣሚዎች እና what keep you going?
Service. Starting service. እኔ ለዚህ like እግዚአብሔር like እድል ሰጥቶኛል, a gift, a blessing. እና ለሀገሬ like I need to do something. Speaking of እግዚአብሔር, faith. My faith has kept me going. Believe me, having faith in what you call the higher power or whatever. Integrity. And speaking about integrity, actually, የሚገርም ነገር, so February 10 ዓመታችን ክሪምሰን አከበርን. And Jane, my mentor, and she was like, Dawit, but congratulations, I'm so proud of you. Hey, hulu success, Krimson, Simply Black, chairman, hey, board member, and does he. Like, what is your greatest success? And I told her, Jane, like, I obtained all of this without giving or receiving a brown envelope. Like, if you understand what that means, right? And that, Lenny, is to be where I'm at with having ethics and integrity, that will keep you going. Trust me. On a bad day. Because Lemon, on that day, there's a Robert Frost poem, the Path Less Chosen. Some people like taking shortcuts. Gabba? Again, I have not taken shortcuts. I have gone. Oh, don't get me wrong. I could have. And it's actually hilarious. But like, your reputation is like Zialo aviation was. Oh, I know. And then the like so in the setup no we like anten does that dama tfasm or something like that. Somebody Dawit dama ifasm I nigga somehow. I looked at it, I said, thank you. Wow, that's great. And when you have integrity, trust me, man, the hardest days you overcome it. Because Lemon, you've taken the road less traveled. And now there are times, and don't get me wrong, but at least once a month, I do question, what am I doing here? Minden, no, whatever. Again, like I told you, like my faith, my spirit of service, and my integrity is really what's okay.
COVID አንዱ ለእናንተ ትልቅ ሂት ነበረ. Wow. How did you manage ያንን?
We pivoted, like I'll never forget COVID, like airportoቹ ይዘጉ ምናምን. I was in the basement, እዛ ቤት ሆኜ ትንሽ ጠረጴዛ ላይ, I was wearing my hoodie, my lamp, my laptop, and I was like, Lemon, aviation marketing were the first ones. They budget aviation marketing budget. So as you ሁለቱም ድርጅት there was, so I said, okay, we need to pivot. Lemon, በፊት ያልኳቸው, like እኔ ስለ ድርጅቱ አይደለም ያሰብኩት. በዛ had ሰራተኞች ነበር ወደ 30 like 10 ሰራተኞች, but I did the math. እነዚህ የነሱ ደሞዝ ወደ 40 ሰው ነው የሚያስተናግድ, like so it's like የሚያስተዳድረው ይቅርታ. I said, man, I cannot. I need to find. ስለዚህ we start like, okay, COVID ነው, passenger flight አሁን ብዙ ሰው evacuate ያደረግ ነው, like ወደ ቤታቸው. Flights are closing. Good. Ethiopian Airlines is still flying with ከአዲስ አበባ. Okay, እነዚህ ዲፕሎማቶች ኤክስፓቶች አገራቸው መሄድ ከፈለጉ ከሞዛምቢክ ከሆነ ወይም ከዲአርሲ ከዛምቢያ anywhere እዚህ ይመጣሉ እና ከአዲስ አበባ ነው የሚሄዱት. So let's promote evacuation, repatriation flights. Maybe it's called the term repatriation. No. Promote አደረግ እና እዚህ አዲስ አበባ ስለነበር we could do that. ለምን አሁን imagine ሞዛምቢክ ለንደን መሄድ ኤምባሲ አንድ ኤምባሲ or አንድ NGO or UN ምናምን or any expat company ድርጅት ሁለት አማራጭ አላቸው. charter private jet ከሞዛምቢክ ለንደን ወይም ከሞዛምቢክ አዲስ አበባ የትኛው ነው የሚረክሰው? ገባ እና pay ticket አውሮፕላን. so we pushed እና also ይሄ PPE ሲጀምር cargo ትልቅ ነገር ነበር. I was like all right, cargo, start connecting cargo ምናምን. Basically we pivoted. We basically, so when you're presented with an unsurmountable obstacle, don't look at the obstacle. What solution as a business, what solution are you providing to the problem, to the obstacle? That's what we did. And it literally was in the movie I nagar, like mabratu taftual, like I had my lamp and I was just, okay, we can do this and dizzy. And then instead of oh my god, instead of like I told you, pick yourself back up. All right, action. This is what you're going to do. Majamara biro zaggan. Like of course in COVID ስለሆነ ቢሮ ዘግተን ነበር ከቤት ነበር እንሰራው. የተወሰነ ሰዎች I was like okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to brief, we're going to do this. We're also going to take the opportunity to learn online. ብዙ online everything was online. አሁን $100,000 የምትከፍለው degree or online training በኮቪድ ጊዜ በራስ ነበር. So learn. እንደዚህ ብዙ I mean oh my god, every day webinar ላይ ነበርኩ ምናምን. learning what's going on real time. So pivot, learn, get back up and act.
አሁን ስንት ፐርሰንት ይዛል የዛኔ የጀመራችሁት ቢዝነስ? still continues as a big revenue source?
Yeah, it's still actually we were just looking at the numbers the other day. It's about 65% of our revenue is still in the industry. Again, diversify አድርገናል. 35% is actually no. የጀመርነው was ground handling, it was supervision and permits. That's only, I think, it was funny, we were just looking at this week. If I'm not mistaken, it was only like 40%. So 40% is of what we started with is only 40% of our gross revenue. 60% is diversified, still within aviation. Charter ቢሆን ምናምን እንደዚህ የተለያየ ነገሮች. About 60% is tertiary revenue. ግን still within the industry.
Okay. አሁንም ደግሞ በአንድ ደቂቃ የሚመለሱ ጥያቄዎች ናቸው. እንደ ሊደር ድሮ ባቀው ኑሮ ብለህ የምትመኘው አንድ ነገር ሊደር ከሆንክ በኋላ የተማርከው ምንድን ነው?
ብቻዬን ማድረግ አልችልም. To go out to learn that.
Okay. What taught you that? Any incident አለ?
Yeah. So ስቀጥቅና ህይወቴ ቀላል ሲሆን ጊዜ ሲኖረኝ ምናምን ነው just that ግዙ ብቻለም ግን like oh my god, like having a team is less stress ምናምን like and አንድ ቀን ውስጥ 10 ነገር መጨረሳችን before እኔ ብቻዬን 2 ነገር.
I see.
There's an African proverb actually. The answer is if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. That's I wish I knew that a long time ago.
Okay. በቢዝነስ ዓለም ላይ በጣም የምታደንቀው ሰው ማን ነው? That you learn from, if you can pick one, and why?
Sir Richard Branson.
Okay.
Entrepreneur, out of the box, like a can-do attitude. Like I challenge me bal ነገር አያውቅም. And now also personally yesu the first book መጀመሪያ 2005 yeah vacation ላይ ሆኜ 2006 yesu book losing my virginity አነበብኩ yesu autobiography. እኔ ስለ entrepreneurship business እኔ career tag aviation mechanic pilot ሆናለሁ በቃ I'll do the rest of my life. That was a spark about entrepreneurship ምናምን business. የሱ መጽሐፍ ካነበብኩ በኋላ and I've read all of his books now and he just has a very different perspective, human element. በጣም ብዙ ስለ team building internally, each one, internally growing. So
And very adventurous.
Very
All
adventurous.
the ads campaigns.
out of the box.
Like,
yeah. But I'm out of the box, not traditional.
Yeah. And he had like 400 companies.
በጣም it's interesting ከአራት መቶ 350 ፌል አድርጓል like he just okay fine keep going
Okay. የሰራኸው አንድ painful mistake business ላይ that teach you a lot ምንድን ነው ያ
trusting the wrong person.
What happened?
Well, they actually not just trusting, ማለት protect yourself legally, documents, contracts, NDAs. Person stole our client database and started his own company.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you manage that? Yeah, the damage.
Well, we hired all his staff. Yeah, we took. I mean, not all his staff. We took his best staff.
Okay. And
now
to work it.
Yeah, it's working.
Okay.
I didn't do anything unethical. So unethical ነገር ሰጥቶብኝ like okay, well, all right. We're going to take your best staff and now you cannot do what you were doing. Even though you have our strategy, our client base, you can't function in the industry if you don't have enough staff. So as Americans say, you take them out to the knees.
Oh, that's quite bold. Okay.
You have to be like one thing about being an entrepreneur is you have to be ruthless. I forgot to mention that. You have to be absolutely ruthless. Again, stay within your ethical. Don't do anything unethical, illegal. I'm not promoting that.
Yeah.
But you got to be ruthless.
But you don't let others eat from your plate.
No.
That's what you're saying.
No, you eat. No. You allow. But you don't let anybody steal from your plate.
Okay.
It's a big difference.
Okay. Yes. If there's anyone, ያንተ ፓዝ የሚከተል I think እንዳልከው ወደ 20 አካባቢ ደርሰው 19 ወይ 20 ላይሰንስ ያላቸው in this sector and advice ስጠው ብትባል what would be that advice?
Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Ever.
What is the one fear that still drives you every day?
Honestly, serving. And he had like yes, I'm a businessman, of course, money is important. Again, making an impact, seeing someone's life change, that drives me.
Okay. It has been 10 years. What was the most happiest moment of your entrepreneurial life?
Recently, becoming the chairperson of AFBA. Lemon, it's a validation because it's not appointee, you're voted. By the members, you're voted by the industry.
Yeah.
Having your peers elect you as their representative means that you've done something. It's not just success. There's trust. They say this is the person taking us to the next stage. That was the happiest moment of my career. But
I like ask. Were you like so happy?
A little bit. I did. Okay. I really did. I'll tell you honestly. I got on my knees and I prayed and I thank God. I just was so grateful. I'm like very, very grateful. And of course, when you're in that prayer, spiritual, and when you're in a very spiritual, it was a very spiritual moment for me.
Yes,
I was very grateful because I remember praying. It wasn't just thanking God for that appointment or that vote. It was thanking God for everything we went through. Like. Like wow, the journey, the good, the bad, and it was a very emotional moment, a very emotional point for me.
Yeah, the entrepreneur, you feel like undeserving. So I think beyond በሰው ሲመጣ it's a bit different.
But like like ዝም ብሎ board of directors appoint ቢያደርግ ሌላ ታሪክ ነው። ግን this is the industry that has selected me to serve them, represent them, and በጣም ለኔ it was a great honor.
What is one belief that you have? Everyone around you disagrees with.
A good one. I don't know. That's why I'm going back to the beginning of my career.
All the great questions here,
no, but I'm like I just realized, and it's part of my drive. የለመድኩት እዛ ታግ aviation from Air Turkey is nothing is impossible. Everything is possible. Nothing is impossible. A lot of people disagree with me. I challenge. I'm talking about today in the office, like present day. Don't tell me what's not possible. Don't tell me what's impossible. Tell me what is possible. No, like, so when I say nothing is impossible, everything is possible, people look at me like, yeah, man, like, well, I disagree with you. Maybe they don't directly tell me it's not impossible. Oh, no. Hey, the reasons. I said, stop. Everything is possible. Nothing is impossible. You have to be solution orientated.
Excellent.
ወደፊቱ ምንድን ነው የምታስበው?
በጣም ቀላል የሚገርም ነገር when I turned 40 another friend of mine ጠይቆኝ ነበር where do you see yourself at 50? So very simple. I want to be a full-time dad and a part-time businessman. Malet, I have done what I need to do in business, made whatever money I need to do, successfully invest, whatever. That raising my children, hanging out with my kids is my full-time job. Malet, I'm not saying I stop working, don't get me wrong, but you get to a certain level in business where biro adlam sarami sarao. It's on the golf course, lunch. It's not inside the office. So my dream would be ልጆቼ ትምህርት ቤት ጧት አድርሼ ቁርስ ከፓርትነር ጋር or phone call something ምናምን or debrief my team እነሱ ምሳ ፒክ አድርጌ ምሳ አብረን በልተን ፒዛ በልተን ምናምን መስናናት and go home. That's my dream.
በጣም ጥሩ ከዚህ ጋር ተያይዞ አንድ ነገር one wisdom that you want to share. ይሄ work related, life related.
It's a cliche, but I'm cliche. Good, you'll hear people say, take the time to smell the roses. Take the time to smell the flowers. Take a breath, take a beat. One, money is not everything. It's something bad, I fail, happens. It's okay. Tomorrow's a new day. Take a beat. Look around. Enjoy. Be grateful for what you have. If you fail today at work, good. ቤት ገብተህ እራት አለ ምግብ አለ ቤት ውስጥ እና you live in a home መኪና ትነዳለህ ስንት ሰው ይሄ እድል የሌላቸው ሰው አለ take a beat, smell the flowers, take a moment, smell the flowers,
be grateful ማለት
be grateful. በጣም
thank you በጣም ዳዊት ብዙ ነገር ዛሬ ተምረናል.
I know it's a bit everywhere, but I hope.
Especially sila aviation.
Thank you.
Yeah. We learned a lot about the industry.
Now you have so much energy.
ትልቅ energy በጣም ጥጋቡ ሊያስለቅስም ሞከረ እንጂ
almost see ጥያቄ ሲጠይቀኝ ወደ ኋላ ሳስብ wow, that was a very grateful day, that was an emotional day. No, I was like wow, that was a very emotional day ሳስብ. But no, thank you በጣም በጣም ሰግናለሁ. I think thank you so much. And I just want to እናንተም ራሴ ማድረግ ፈልጋለሁ ቀጥሉ. ይሄ program is ኢትዮጵያ ብቻ አይደለም ግን አፍሪካ የሚያስፈልግ like honestly ወደፊት entrepreneurship is በጣም ይሄ የአፍሪካ youth very important. ስራ መፍጠር መንግስት አይፈጥርም እና ኮካኮላ multi fortune 500 ምናምን እነሱ አይደለም የሚፈጥሩልን አፍሪካ. It's too many young people. It's entrepreneurship እና እንደዚህ አይነት ሾዎች like ይሄ እናንተ የምትሰሩት and experience show like experience lessons the future entrepreneur የሰጣችሁ ነው ግን ዋናው is yes you can. And Barack Obama, yes I can. Unfortunately Africa ላይ አልችልም ወይም አይቻልም like ልጆቹ አይቻልም ምናምን አምሯቸው የሚቀመጠውና እንደዚህ አይነት ነገሮች ሲያዩ exposure የሰጣችሁ ነው በጣም thank you ለሱ. You guys are doing a great service ለሀገራችን እና ለአፍሪካ. so keep on keeping on.
thank you በጣም መሪዎች የዚህ ሳምንት ፕሮግራማችን ይሄንን የምስል ነበረ። መልካም ሳምንት.